Hey spooky crew, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Jacqueline, and this is Makeup Tales. Tuesdays, I post my Tuesday Tales, where I narrate spooky scary stories while I complete makeup looks. On Thursdays and Saturdays, I post just spooky narrations for you guys. And if that's something that you're into, you like spooky, you like scary, you also like makeup, I suggest you comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget about the notification bell. That way, you'll know when I post a video each week. Alright guys, let's get into it. Disclaimer. The following story is intended for a mature audience and may contain graphic depictions, death, gore, sexual themes, and adult language. Viewer discretion is advised. Today's story is by Reddit user JustAnotherPenmonkey. If you're interested in the story, the link is in the description below. We're lost, Dad announces. I roll my eyes. No shit. We've been lost since his phone, containing sat nav and the whereabouts of the cabin we're supposed to be staying in, ran out of battery nearly 2 hours ago. We were on a motorway then. Now, trees put bars between us and what little sunlight can stumble through the choking fog. As the flickering light sinks lower and lower, it begins to stain the mist bloody, thick walls of seething, writhing red. You've been driving for hours. Pull over so I can take over for a bit, Mom says. Don't worry, love. I'm sure we're nearly there. He reassures her. Okay then, you just tell me if you want a break. Great. Night bears down on us, smothering our little car, slowing our progress to an inching crawl. The headlights do little to banish it, their feeble glow failing, barely 3 feet ahead of us, like they've hit something solid. On one side of the thin, winding road, the ground falls away. On the other, trees cling to a steep rock face. Hey, there's a path up there, I point out. It's less of a path and more of a steep scramble, but it means the same thing. People. People who probably have a better idea of where we are than the stubborn optimist driving us round in circles. Let's go have a look, Mom says, breathing out a quiet but unmistakable sigh of relief. But we're nearly there, and besides, we can't park here. We'd block the road. Come on, nobody else is crazy enough to be driving along here at night, I reason. Dad looks to Mom for support. She has a point, Henry. Fine, but if we don't find anyone, we're coming straight back. We better find someone then. We half walk, half stumble up the near vertical path, gasping for breath. At long last, it levels out, more or less, and I feel safe enough to glance around. Twisted branches reach for us with gnarled fingers, held at bay by crumbling sheets of dark stone. Brambles tipped with wine-colored barbs snatch at our clothes and hair. Far, far away, stars peek meekly through the leaves. An owl screeches, making us all jump. I laugh. An octave or take higher than I normally would. I miss the warmth of the city. Dad shouts suddenly, "I see someone! Hello! Hello!" He's right. A figure, just visible in the shifting blackness, raises their hand. "Oh, thank God," Mom mutters. "You're right there," the man calls out. "No, we're completely lost," I yell. "Yes, we've just lost our way a little," Dad replies at the same time. He chuckles. Now he's a little closer. I can make out his features a little more clearly. Grayish, neat hair, and deep, tawny eyes, crinkled into a smile. "I see. So do you need some help? Stop being completely a little bit lost?" "Yes, please," Mom says. "We're parked on the road just at the end of this path." He frowns. "You don't want to be driving along there in the dark. It's not safe, even for someone who knows these roads." It did seem a little precarious. "My house isn't far from here. If you wanted to stay there until the morning." "Oh, no," Dad begins. "Yes, thanks," Mom and I say together. The path is even more impossible on the way down, but our new companion doesn't even break his stride. While we crouch down like cavemen for extra stability, his long, sweeping coat never so much as brushes against the earth. Our old, peeling car seems too meager for him. If he notices its decrepitude, he doesn't show it. "Would you like me to drive?" Knowing he's beaten, Dad nods. The road climbs upwards at such an angle that I'm pressed against my seat. Dad, sitting in the other back seat, grips the side so hard his knuckles turn white. Our car whines and protests, but the man changes gear and we carry on. When we finally reach the summit of our ascent, at least, trees still grow high above us. We get a glimpse of the house. I gasp. House doesn't do it justice. It's the sort of place seen in films or Victorian novels. High windows and oak doors and stone arches. Somewhere princesses or monsters dwell. This is where you live? It's beautiful. Beautiful, but impractical. It's a 40-minute drive from the nearest supermarket. Shopping is a nightmare. I wince as we park with a crunch of gravel. Flowers spill out of beds at the front of the house, secreting sweet perfume. We stand back a little as he unlocks the door. A warm glow floods out. "Come on in," he beckons. We follow him through the entrance hall. Into what must be the equivalent of a living room. Despite its size, its plush sofas and fire in the grate give it a deep warmth. I sit, and almost immediately my eyes begin to close. Far in the distance, Dad yawns. Just before I drift into blackness, a stray thought crosses my mind. Strange, leaving the lights on and the fire roaring while he went for a walk. Cool air flutters across my face, drawing me out of sleep. Dusky twilight fills the room. The fire is out. I am alone. "Mom? Dad?" I rub my eyes. Indents on the sofa preserve the memory of their rest, but like shadows, they disappeared with the fire. I get up, and a blanket slides to the floor. I stifle a yawn. It would be a lot easier to go back to sleep. The door drifts open, revealing thick blackness beyond. I walk into it. Shapes writhe and mutter on the edges of my vision. I creep through a kitchen filled with glinting sharp edges and a library which clogs up my nose with the cloying sweetness of old leather. The books whisper. I ignore them. I continue forwards into the belly of the house. After some time, I reach a set of stone steps, leading down in a coiled spiral. There's nothing else in the room. It emits a soft, sighing sound, like a heartbeat. Round and down, further and further. It doesn't get darker or lighter, trapped in a kind of grayish haze. My footsteps don't make a sound. I trail my hand against the smooth, featureless wall, letting it guide me. Eventually, after seconds or hours, the steps end. The chamber is filled with bodies in neat rows. Their chests rise and fall softly in union. Their eyes are all closed. The sight makes me sick. I gag. Shh. A voice whispers behind me. You'll wake them. I don't turn around. I can't look away. What did you do to them? They're only dreaming, he replies. All dreaming together, peaceful in sleep. Cold tears touch my cheek. Not mine, his. Merciful, exquisite rest. Slumber is the defining grace of humanity. You can't sleep? My only taste of dreams come from stolen snatches. The flavor carries on the air like pollen. He breathes deeply, like someone catching the scent of food. Teasing, intoxicating. One of the figures twitches in their sleep. Dad! Dad! Wake up! I scream. Quiet! Let them rest. Mom! Dad! What? Something sends me reeling into the wall. Blood trickles thickly down my head, metallic and burning. I stumble to my feet. You're disturbing them, he whispers. His eyes gleam bright, more golden than tawny. His skin clings to his face like soaked clothes, interrupted by a red gash of a smile. I back into the stairs, tripping over myself. Scramble forwards. Get away! Get away! I can sense him, smell him. The sweat of nightmares. And I try to cry out, but my voice betrays me. And the girl murmurs in her sleep. Sweat drips down her forehead. He lays his hand over her eyes. Shh, shh. Rest now. She exhales and falls still. I hope you enjoyed this week's narration. The link for the story is in the description below. Also, along with the link to all my socials and my email if you guys have a story you would like me to narrate. And remember, stay spooky and stay glamorous. And I will catch you guys next time.